One of the slickest, interesting, most innovative versions of Radiant Typhoon I've seen. We also have fun Mikanko, we also have Mermails, and some hilarious lock mechanics. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. So there is a lot to take away with this list. You're playing the Condemned Dark Lord in this list to get you into some turbo good stuff, but also you're going to see Aurora Paragon coming down here. Now, Aurora Paragon says neither player can special summon monsters, and when another monster is normal summoned to either player's side of the field, destroy this card. This is a floodgate monster that we can actually use in Radiant Typhoon to be able to slow down the pace of the game in our favor. Now, obviously, you know, your takeaway here is you've got the best spot removal you can with the Fallen and the Virtuals. Crown's going to protect your stuff. That Aurora Paragon is going to be having a great time. I also see that we have, yes, the stupid floodgate down in the side deck. We have the blow up the field. You know, there is a lot to take away with this, but I think this list was very, very shocking to see with the tools. And then we also have Mikanko. Now, this is a little bit different of a Mikanko list that I've been used to seeing. I'm used to seeing that, you know, these builds just want to leave a monster on the opponent's field. You know, you don't really tend to see, you know, we're shoving in, you know, Raigekis, Lightning Storms. No, actually, this deck feels like it objectively is going to try to clear up those problem cards and be able to, you know, try to clear up the game and go. Now, you are seeing, yes, we are being forced to rely on the triple Lava Golem in this deck. Once again, Yu-Gi-Oh! You're able to set up so many boss monsters, and with these boss monsters, they become very problematic as they do tend to stack up and create issues just by existing. I mean, hey, 3 to 4 interruptions. I mean, the OCG has it a lot rougher than we do with the bits and pieces that they have to deal with. So to see that, you know, we've basically started playing board breakers is a good thing. Next up here, we have Mermails. Now, this Mermail list was really, really cool to see because we actually get to play the new penguin monster in here because its job is to be able to turbo get you set up so that you can actually see the little bits and pieces for the Mermail strategy. And that's freaking amazing. All right. Obviously, you know, you're still going to rely on a lot of the bells and whistles. This list is not playing the water barrier statue, which also does feel a little bit weird, but I can get around that because, you know, for all of the innovation and all the turbo drawl that you're probably going to be seeing in this deck, also triple Gamma Seal in the main deck in case, you know, you are put into that awkward position where you do need to go, you know, second, is going to work out just fine for you. Cool. All right. Woo. Sword Soul, but excuse me. This isn't just your average Sword Soul deck. We're playing Expulsion in here. The fact that Sword Soul has degraded enough to basically be able to use the new Albaz stuff and to be able to cheese that out is freaking insane to think about. Which now means, guess what, everybody? We can do Sword Soul combo and be able to kind of navigate underneath the Sword Soul locks. Now, I don't necessarily think that we're going to see a build like this poking its head into the TCG. I can't imagine, because, you know, we don't have Expulsion, we don't have this, but also a lot of the components become very costly for this, and the OCG obviously does have access to Baron, which is an entirely other creature for this, but I think it could be possible. We also have DDD. DDD still remains one of those decks that I want to see get innovated. I want to see people actually picking this deck up and getting excited with it. I want to see people going, hey, you know, in terms of the latest DDD innovations, these are the combos that you want to try. Now, for this list, I don't think you're necessarily doing anything too spicy in here. I do see, once again, I mean, the extra deck does kind of rely on seeing the 2 mini Gilgamesh. You do play the 1 big boss monster, which is pretty normal. You have no heavy polys within this build. You're not trying to bulk down too heavy in that department. You've also got the Where Are Thous in the side deck, you know, you can use to tutor into the extra little pieces that you're going to need. So yes, I think this is fine. DDD is a pretty straightforward deck. When it does get the initial combo pieces going, it does kind of roll. And then we have rockets for you. I gotta tell you, rockets in the OCG, they feel so weird. Now, the fact that we have the other 6 Malcharmies down in the side deck, I mean, we are taking massive risk with that. But, you know, post side decking, you're gonna have access to 11 potential draw cards. So, you know, being a rocket main, I think you will be just fine. You're also playing 41 cards. All right, you have the double triggers, the 41st card. You also have access to multiple chaos spaces. If you can find the tools off of these draw cards, I think you're going to be in a pretty decent position, people. It just, honestly, your goal is to turbo draw and then get set up. If you see all of the tools you need, congratulations. You've done what your deck set out to do, and I think that that's a fantastic thing to see. Obviously, you know, all jokes aside, deck is still pretty solid for what it needs to do. Next up, we have Sky Striker. I see that Sky Striker got the memo about starting to want to play a single copy of Crown, but I mean, this works out fine, because imagine a world where you slam down the Crown, and then you're like, all right, hey, I've also got the Droplet to combo up with this. It's kind of crazy. I do see that we are also playing the 1 Afterburners in here. Being able to use the Afterburners to clear through problem cards that the opponent is trying to do. I can definitely tell you, having played Striker for a while, I have missed Afterburners. I have felt that that card was something that I have wanted to have for so long, but in so many matchups, you feel kind of bare with that. Of course, Hamp is mandatory in the side deck. You do not get the luxury of cutting this card. You need to have it because it just helps you out so much. But also, we are playing the MST in the main deck. I think that's fine. Most of what you're doing here is just going to be generating free advantage with Fallen and Virtuous and going. Ooh, Luna Lights, sporting off 2 crowns. Duh. How could I not realize that Crown was just going to be everywhere? Now, this Luna Light Duelist has chosen to not play any heavy polys in the main deck. It's actually kind of interesting because they've actually chosen to play 2 of the thrust in the side deck as well. Actually, they're not even choosing to play any thrust in the main deck, period, which to me feels a little bit weird. I don't necessarily dislike not having thrust in the main, but I feel like that'd be a card that you'd want to have because, you know, being able to bridge into a heavy poly when, you know, depending on how your opponent has cut you off, but I guess going into games 2 and 3, that'd be fine. You've also got Super Poly in the side deck, you know, if you need to call it up as well. So you fundamentally have enough bits and pieces for what this deck is initially trying to do. I don't really think it's going to be an issue for you. It's Luna Lights, man. All right, next up, we have more Radiant Typhoon for you. Now, this list actually playing the Triple Crown and the Triple Fallen and Virtuous in here as well. You want to be using this card to be able to clear up the field and do things, but also there's Apex Avian in here. I don't really feel like we get to talk about Apex Avian enough in decks like Radiant Typhoon and so forth. Obviously, you know, they do have the Simorgh Link monster, which does make things a little bit more interesting, at least on the discussion for what you could try to do, at least building into that. But Radiant Typhoon just seems like one of those really cool decks that you can access all sorts of really weird ideas and they can actually work out for you. So I appreciate actually seeing this deck do its thing. And then we do have Elven Notes with Albaz. Yet again, another deck choosing to play the Fallen and the Virtuous here just for spot removal, generic recoverability, and so forth. This deck also has Triple Solemn. You've also got the Regekis down here in the side deck to be able to call up to handle any problematic cards that's going to be happening here as well. It's just a lot of good cards. And also, I mean, Albaz works better than Medius, the way it seems. Who needs Medius the Pure when I can have the branded monster guy coming in here and just doing it much better? But What do you guys think about these cool innovations? Please comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.